On April 20th, 1999, Columbine High School in Colorado went into lockdown after two students, Eric Harris and Dylan Clipboard, began a shooting rampage that would leave 13 people dead and 21 injured. Students and teachers were forced to hide in classrooms and closets. Listening to the sound of gunfire and screams, one student, Patrick Ireland, was shot in the head and left for dead, but he miraculously survived. The lockdown lasted for several hours, and the trauma experienced by the students and staff would have a lasting impact. On December 14, 2012, Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut went into lockdown after a gunman, Adam Lanza, entered the school and began shooting. Students and teachers were forced to hide in classrooms and closets. Listening to the sound of gunfire and screams, one teacher, Caitlin Roig, locked her students in a bathroom and told them to be quiet, saving their lives. The lockdown lasted for several hours, and the trauma experienced by the students and staff would have a lasting impact. On April 16, 2007, Virginia Tech went into lockdown after a gunman, Seung-Hui Cho, began a shooting rampage that would leave 32 people dead and 17 injured. Students and teachers were forced to hide in classrooms and closets. Listening to the sound of gunfire and screams, one student, Derek Odell, was shot in the arm and played dead to avoid being shot again. The lockdown lasted for several hours, and the trauma experienced by the students and staff would have a lasting impact. On September 27, 2006, Platte Canyon High School in Colorado went into lockdown after a gunman, Dwayne Morrison, took 7 female students hostage in a classroom. The students, aged 16 to 18, were forced to lie on the floor and were held at gunpoint. Morrison, a 53-year-old drifter, demanded that the police leave the area and threatened to harm the hostages if his demands were not met. The lockdown lasted for several hours, during which time the students were subjected to physical and emotional abuse. One student, Emily Keyes, was eventually shot and killed by Morrison before he took his own life. The incident left the school and the community in shock, and it raised questions about school safety and emergency response procedures. This true lockdown horror story highlights the terrifying reality of school violence and the importance of being prepared for emergency situations.